Derry, this weekend, Friday night, we've got our show where we've got the return of the very exciting Connor Butler, who trains with you. Jay was going to be on the show, but I think he's not on now, is he?
Jay Fellow's not on, he couldn't get an opponent.
Right.
One got knocked back from the board, and to be honest, I knocked one back as well. When you're getting offered kids who'd had 28 wins, 24 knockouts, I just don't see a point in fighting it for nothing. So Jay's not on the bill.
But then we've got Bryan here, who's happy.
Got Bryan who's on it, finally. 2 debuts have both been cancelled, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes to plan. And
I think he will do. The kid's fought on our shows a couple of times, and he's very reliable, and he's big and he's strong. I'm sure he'll give him a good 4 rounds.
And then you've got Connor Butler, the return of Connor, which I'm looking forward to. And for us, for me and Geno, we both played the same role in coaching him. It's the first time I'll do the corners of both lads, so it's interesting times. And it's the first time me and Geno as a team will be in the
new dynamic duo.
Yeah, new plans. And
who's Batman, who's Robin?
Same as each other, really.
But what I wanted to speak to you, because the night afterwards we've got a lot of interest, or VIP have got a lot of interest in the Ultimate Boxer super lightweight tournament.
You're going to ask me who's going to win, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, who do you think is going to win?
It's so hard, isn't it? It's like
Tom
Farrell is hungry. I think he's got a lot to prove. I mean, his last fight never went the way he planned out.
But I think he's using that as fuel, you know.
That's what I'm saying. And listen, and for the hard work I think Tom puts in, no one deserves it more, because he's a determined fighter. He lives in the gym. He's a great fighter. He's a good athlete, so he's got the fuel to get him going again and to prove a lot of people wrong, because a lot of people will probably doubted him. And then you've got Masha, again, you can never underestimate. He just comes back.
He seems to be totally reinvigorated.
Yeah. Listen, I've been speaking to Mash, been seeing him a lot of amateur shows, and he seems happy, he seems in a good place. It's interesting. And then you've got Nathan, who I'm going to go with. This can be Nathan's outcome. Nathan can show everyone. I know how good Nathan is, I've trained Nathan. And he punches like a mule. He punches very hard, and he's very, very, very good.
Yeah, because I think he punches a lot harder than his record says.
Yeah, and I think the likes of these fights, where people are going to come to have a go, where he can chin them, I think, it's interesting, because I'm close to Nathan, I speak to Nathan a lot as well, and I speak to all the lads, to be honest.
Do you know much of the other kids? Obviously you probably know Lee Appleyard, because he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of new young kids. There's a kid called Corey Gibbs, who I believe was a shit-hot amateur a few years ago.
What? It sounds mad, Steve. I'm not even asked about him. Not in a disrespectful way, because I want one of our own to win it. I want one of our own, and Nathan, Masha, and Tom. It's going to be exciting. How are they doing the draw, live or?
I think it's being done tomorrow. It's being done tomorrow, so we'll find out who has who. I mean, for me, I just love the 4 VIP fighters to be drawn against the 4 non-VIP fighters, and that would make brilliant.
And then we've got one of Frankie's lads on standby.
Yeah, we've got Joe Cavanagh on there, standby. Hopefully
he gets his chance.
Well, I hope. Well, unless it's one of the other 4 that pulled out.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And that'd be brilliant for us.
Maybe one of them don't make the weight, and he can get in that way.
What is the weight made at 10-2?
I couldn't tell you. I just don't know how it's weighing.
How did you, when you prepared? Because you went in prize fighter.
Twice, yeah.
Well, I remember the first one, was that down at Bethel? York
Hall, yeah.
And what's exciting about this, because it's a little bit about this show, there's a chance of a lot of rematches, and you got to avenge your first professional defeat in that tournament.
Well, I only went in the prize fighter the first time because Scott Lawton was in it, and Chuy, and I had a plan that I wanted to box Lawton in the first round, Chuy in the second round, and I went even asked him about Chuy was my final.
Yeah.
I never got Lawton, I got McCarter, stopped McCarter, boxed Chuy in the second round in the tournament. We got fight of the year, we got round of the year. It was a great fight. And I was gassed, because that was my final. I was celebrating like I'd won it, and I got beaten Buckland in the final. But when I went in it, they weren't at the there's always a gap. So there was a quarters, a semis, and in the final, they weren't like. Sometimes you put a 10 rounds or a 6 rounds in. No, they never. When I was in it, they never done it. So I just boxed Choi, Buckland and boxed Sykes in the final, in the semi-final. He knocked Sykes out.
So he had what you say is an easy result.
He knocked Sykes out in a minute. Then I had to walk the ring. He stayed in the ring, if you remember.
Were you the second semi-final as well?
Yeah. No, I was the first semi-final.
Oh, right.
He was the second semi-final, but I was knackered. I'd walked the ring. Dead started. Then I just said, you're back on. He's waiting for you to back on, and I rolled out and I got beat, but no excuses.
The thing about that's, you need a lot of luck in it, don't you? And the draw is very important, isn't it? And like you said, you know, I think Ben Fields, you know, he's a bit of a dark horse in there, but I think he also can be a game changer in it, because whoever gets drawn against him, if they do get through him, I think he's going to take a lot out of people.
That's what I'm saying, and I think, like, even our lads, it's okay going at it for 3 rounds. You've got to win the fight, and then you've got to go again, and then you've got to go again. So the programme's got to be changed.
Did you have to change? Because by that time,
of course, we had to change all our training completely. So I don't know how long. I mean, Sky might have told them how long gap they're going to get in between fights. So we used to do it with Oliver, where I'd spar for 3 rounds. I'd have a 20-minute rest, 'cause that's how many gap you had in the fight or whatever, or so how long. But in that, we done like mobility stretching and staying warm, staying loose, bit of fuel, bit of gels and drinks and whatever you need, and then go again. We done that with Oliver for weeks and weeks, and it was.
Was it hard? Because by the time you went in that tournament, you were already a 10-round fighter, weren't you?
Yeah,
championship fighter.
Yeah, it was hard because it was back to amateur boxing, and this is where I think it's going to help Nathan Bennett. I just think because he's so fast and so elusive, and for 3 rounds he's frightening. So, and the likes of Masha and Fazza, they're proper 12-round fighters for me. Like they're top fighters, and I don't know, it's a boss one. It's a good one.
I just thought, like you said,
and then my second prize fighter, I got cut in the first fight. I ended up getting 16 stitches, 8 in each eye, and then I walked the ring the second time. The doctor tried to stop me backstage, and I was having none of it. I thought a minute, and I boxed Flanagan. Obviously got Peter Flanagan, but I couldn't see on my eyes. And from there, but it's a boss tournament.
It is, because you have a champion on the night.
I just wish it was in the Olympia.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I just wish it was in there.
The atmosphere would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
It's electric. I mean, I've never been in this place. It's not in the full arena, is it? Next door.
Do you know? I'm not sure, but that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
So it's not the BT conference. There's another arena in there.
Yeah.
So
I think it might be where they had the fair. They had like a Liverpool indoor fair, so it could be in there. But look, it's great. It's great for the city as well. And I just want one of our lads to win it. Fazza, Masha, or Nate.
You don't care?
No, but being real, I'd like Nathan to win it.
Well, like I say, I must admit, I've visited all the 4 VIP guys who are in it, and each time I go chatting to one of them,
but it's hard.
I believe he's going to win.
Because I love Masha and I like Fazza. I mean, I get on with them all.
But the thing about this is, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect your standing in real boxing. A loss in so prize fight.
Why not? If Masha and Fazza don't get drawn with each other, and say they won't go out the tournament, why can't they fight for the title on one of Steve's shows, top of the bill?
Well, this is what I've said, and I think this is what makes Steve so happy about it, is there's going to be a lot of rematches on these shows, on the VIP shows, where they can top the bill, can't they?
Yeah.
You know, I think Kane Gardner still wants the Central Area fight with Nathan Bennett, win or lose in this tournament. So
it's good. It's good for boxing. The main thing is boxing's back on.
Good for the Northwest.
Brilliant. Brilliant for our city.
Derry, nice one, mate.
Thank you.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.